Hello there friends, CS News Live here. In today's video, Vitality broke the cup, like literally. Styko predicts roster changes in team spirit, Zonic shares his thoughts on Simple's performance and much more. So without further ado, let's get straight to it. And I think we shall kick things off with a heartwarming tale. In our last video we talked about how ENCE clinched their first tournament in years, and it was especially impressive because they had several new players on the team. Following this, the 18-year-old XKaspersky was congratulated at his school. Though it seems like the player isn't exactly fond of the place, or maybe he's just really tired, or maybe shy. Anyways, it's super cute. And guys, we have to admit it's a pretty solid achievement considering the team had only come together a few days before the tournament. And since we're on topic of ENCE, let's dive into the thoughts of their once star player, Sergej. He played a blind pick of the top 10 Finnish players, and interestingly, he considers Styko the best Finnish player right now. And yeah, if you just heard this nickname first, we did as well, because we even couldn't find him on HLTV, and he's just like level 6 on Faceit. So if it's just a trolling or he's a super genius scout, I have no idea. Coming in second is Yimpat, Sergej's brother, who currently plays for Mouse. The third spot goes to perhaps one of Finland's most legendary players, Allu. In fourth place we have Podi, who moved up from the junior team to the main roster of ENCE in this May. And in fifth place is Alexi B, who was surprisingly there because he was kicked out of ENCE following an ultimatum Sergej gave the team, leading the Finnish organization to choose a solid rifler over a brilliant captain. The rest of the players might not be as well known, but the first place certainly raised some eyebrows. Speaking of surprises, I surprise you with this. Go and follow us on Twitter right now. Do it, do it, do it. And thanks. The link is in the description. And let's move on. According to Shox, if there's one team that really needs a break, it's Navi. The French legend believes the team is just worn out, and that they would have benefited from losing at IEM Rio to like rest up before the year's main tournament in RMRs. Interestingly, Navi's players themselves often echo sentiments of fatigue, like Jail, who was repeatedly complaining about the demanding tournament schedule affecting their gameplay. Shox warns that such exhaustion could hurt Navi at the most crucial times, possibly leading to subpar performances. Of course, we'll hope that Nadas Vinseri will manage to rest during the brief interlude between tournaments and come back strong at the RMRs and the Major. But you know guys, even champions can't win them all, you have to rest. Speaking of tournaments, it seems that ESL might be just looking to densify the schedule even further. An editor from HLTV shared that ESL plans to organize a non-IEM series tournament, where players from the same country will likely form stacks to compete against each other. It's basically like the Football World Cup, you get it. This idea and concept was previously attempted by the World Electronic Sports Games, but their unique tournaments ceased post-COVID. This ESL event is scheduled for August 2025, but honestly it feels like we won't see star players from top teams participating, as they'll likely be involved in more significant tournaments. Or if there will be a player break, they will just take their vacations instead of it. But honestly guys, I really like the idea of countries competing against each other like the Football World Cup. What do you think? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And again, speaking of tournaments, we couldn't just skip this fact. Do you remember how Vitality won IEM Cologne? Yeah, I know, this tournament was a while ago, but well, I just can't skip this one. So after their victory, Vitality was fined $250 for damage inflicted on the trophy, like literally. Like during the after party, they poured champagne into the trophy, which oxidized its inner surface and damaged the cup. Interestingly, the tradition of filling the trophy with alcohol is like not new, as it's a common celebration in football and hockey championships as well. It makes you wonder, like, first, really guys, what's this medal if it gets damaged by champagne? Some cheap stuff, I guess. And second, really fining Vitality $250? Like, Really? Yeah, and since we're talking about fines and payments, we simply must discuss the outcomes of the first court hearing against the CEO of Bleed. As a reminder, he just fled with money that were supposed to be distributed to players as salaries and bonuses. Moreover, Bleed failed to pay teams from whom they had acquired players, leading to Apex shutting down their roster. On the 21st of October, it was the first court session, which concluded with a decision to hold a second hearing. During the investigative period, no contact was made with the players regarding salary and prize payouts. Additionally, organizations to whom Bleed owes transfer fees have also taken legal action. A certain Singaporean law firm is handling the case. Unfortunately, a swift resolution to this issue is unlikely. We can only hope that the players will eventually receive their dues and find a more trustworthy organization. And by the way, speaking of the ex-Bleed roster, we must mention that the team is likely to disband. According to the team's coach, XKaspersky, several players have already received offers for new teams and are on the verge of transferring. XKaspersky himself plans to return to his role as an analyst or take a coaching or management position if he receives offers from other orgs. It's time to put an end to the team that entered CS with a uniquely interesting concept but ultimately failed to deliver anything extraordinary. I can only wish all the ex-Bleed players best of luck. Interestingly, Team Liquid players plan to extend their stay in Singapore for a while. According to Myther, following their performance at Blast World Final in Singapore, the team plans to stay on for a boot camp there. The head coach of Liquid mentioned that this decision was partly due to the acclimatization needs, allowing players to adjust to a different time zone and feel more confident. However, Innershine, the analyst for Furia, reacted to this news by pointing out potential drawbacks to this decision. He noted that during the period between the RMRs and Blast, all huge teams, including those from Asia, will be in Europe practicing, which basically means that Liquid will have to practice not against top teams, but rather against teams outside of the top 200 of HLTV, or even possibly random teams from ESEA, which could significantly weaken Liquid before the main tournament of the year. Remember that missing the first major was a setback for the American team, and missing a second would be a disgrace, to be honest. What do you think, guys? Is this the right decision for Liquid, or could it potentially degrade their performance? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and let's keep going. In our last video, we discussed some downsides of CS2 according to Twistzz, and it turns out the Canadian player had more to say. According to him, the main scam in CS2 is the Molotov for CTs. He said that it costs $500 and deals very little damage over a small area. Twistzz even compared it to sparkles. He's right, honestly. The Molotov is significantly more powerful on the T side, and it's also cheaper. This imbalance is something that Twistzz is clearly not a fan of, sparking a discussion on whether the utility needs a rework. And, well, he's kinda right. This basically underlines how hard it is to defend in CS2 and how easy it is to attack. So it seems kinda imbalanced. Or should it be like that? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. But you know what, guys? It looks like Valve read Twistz's tweet and decided to make some changes to nades. Following this, an update was released to strengthen the explosive grenade. Now, if the nade's shrapnel hits the head, it produces the same sound as a headshot.
Throwing a grenade.
Robs from FaZe Clan immediately commented on this update, noting that it adds more tactical depth to the game, and teams will start using grenades more strategically. And you know what, just as we were finishing editing the video, CS2 got a new update, and turns out it was just a bug. So it wasn't like a cool idea or something, it was just a bug. Unfortunately, well, because it seemed so nice. By the way, speaking of things added and deleted to the game, I just must notice this. A couple of days ago, Valve just deleted the Valve anti-cheat from CS2, Dota 2, Team Fortress and other games made by Valve, which sparked a lot of discussions in the community. Like, why did they do that? Will there be something new and whatnot? But like, just in a day, they added it back. And now people start saying that VAC is working, like really working. I don't honestly know, guys. It seems like the Mandela effect to me because I wasn't interacting with a lot of cheaters lately and I do not interact with them now. I mean, I see them from time to time, but not that much. So maybe this whole new update was just fixing something. If you have something to say about the cheaters and how they get banned more after the update, just drop your thoughts in the comments below. And since we're on the topic of updates, let's talk about HLTV once again. Finally, they brought back the win probability meter, and they also shared some interesting stats. So in the new system, if a team leads with a score of 3-0 by rounds, their chance of winning the map is 65%. If the lead extends to 5 rounds, the win probability is 81%, and with a 7-0 lead, the chances are 92 to secure the win. Although we all know of a team that managed to turn around a game from 1-11. You probably know which team I'm talking about, but it's more the exception to the rule. Yet, it goes to show that the stats aren't always absolute, and you always have a chance to come back. And my friends, it looks like changes are on the horizon, not just on HLTV or within the game itself, but also among top teams. Styko, who recently became an analyst, mentioned that Team Spirit might see some roster changes by the end of the year if their results continue to fade. According to Styko, the Dragons need to feel the fire to perform better. He also pointed out that Spirit's main issue is psychological rather than technical. If they can resolve these mental issues, the team could once again perform impressively, even from an underdog position. Lately, Spirit's performances haven't been spectacular, with many attributing their Katowice victory to mere luck. And if Spirit does look to bring in new talent, it seems likely they'll just pull from their academy again, something that has already worked for them in the past. In fact, guys, there's a new star, Kyosuke. He's like 15 years old for now, but, well, he plays amazingly. And he also played together with Dong, so you can imagine that they will have the chemistry. Anyways, guys, here I need your help. Drop a comment if you want to see a video about possible transfers. Or drop another comment if you want to see about young talents who might dominate the pro scene in the future. And yeah, like, go into it right now, I will give you some time before proceeding. Imagine the lounge music playing and all that, and you're typing please talents video or please possible transfers video, thank you, and then you press enter or return or whatever. And here we go, thank you very much. Let's move on now. And speaking of transfers, let's circle back to Falcons. Yang has proposed a compelling strategy for them following Nico's transition to the team. Yang believes that Nico should take the role of the captain, as this would allow Zonic to structure the team for easier calling. Additionally, this change could align the team's internal philosophy, fostering better synergy among players. And this might honestly possibly work, because remember how Nico was calling and they basically won a tournament. And you know what, given Zonic's presence and Nico's incredible firepower, some tactical deficiencies might be compensated. Moreover, in the new MR12 system where games are shorter and quicker, this change could resolve some of the macro issues that have been plaguing the current G2 lineup. Yang's insights carry weight, especially with a coach like Zonic, who could potentially mold almost anyone into a captain. Yet, experience remains a crucial factor. In this scenario, the team could also bring in 2 or 3 talented and young players who could potentially dominate the pro scene later, if they want to. And guys, before we delve into the most important part of the video, let's see what Falcons' coach Zonic thinks about the team. So according to Zonic, it would be naive to claim that the team only aims for good performances right now. Instead, he emphasizes the importance of accomplishing the set tasks, whatever it may cost. Maintaining high morale to achieve these tasks is crucial, and the current goal is to become the best team in the world. A target they're actively working towards, as indicated by the transfer rumors. Zonic also commented on Simple's current form. The Danish coach notes that while Alexander is far from his prime, he's improving daily and making significant progress. Zonic mentioned that it would be unreasonable to expect Simple to return to the pro scene at his peak immediately. Instead, a player of his caliber should be considered with a long-term perspective, taking into account his personal skill improvements and the overall team dynamics. Zonic also revealed that Simple's recent slump was largely due to personal reasons, and he was surprised by how quickly Simple adapted to the new game dynamics. And now, my friends, let's dive into the most exciting part, the ongoing IM Katowice Challengers, where the Falcons featuring Simple competed in a LAN format, marking Simple's first LAN match since his return. The matchup was Falcons versus SAW, a single map showdown on Ancient. It all began with a pistol round, which the former Astralis player is now part of Falcons clinched. Simple made his mark with a kill, buying his team some crucial time. However, the joy was short, as Falcons then lost a force buy and several other rounds, which led to a disheartening 5-2. The statistics were not in the favor of the Falcons, with 4 of their 5 players, including Simple, struggling with poor stats. Magisk tried his best to carry the team. The situation worsened when the score reached 6-3. Falcons could have taken the round to close the gap, but a critical oversight occurred. They forgot to check Roman on the ramp, who took down Simple as he was planting the bomb. This mistake was followed by another from Magisk, and in the clutch, the Portuguese players executed a well-coordinated play, leaving Madden with no chance to win the round. In the next round, Simple missed a crucial shot with the AWP, causing Falcons to lose any remaining chance in that round. It's honestly about these moments that make fans recall Simple's prime form, where he would have like 100% landed such a shot. In the final round of the first half, Falcons decided to execute a daring A rush, but SAW's rookie Agil was waiting. He effortlessly repelled their reckless charge, resulting in the first half closing at 9-3 in favor of SAW. HLTV assessed Falcons' win probability for the second half at mere 6.5%. The second pistol round also went to Falcons, this time with Simple and Dupree stealing the deal, sparking hopes for a comeback. The comeback began rapidly as Falcons quickly closed the gap to 7-9. Then Dupree stepped up, securing a quadro that allowed Falcons to catch up to their opponent. And it was a back-and-forth battle. However, at 11-10, Dupree, who had been instrumental in the second half, made a critical error and got lost in the smoke. This allowed a low-health Agil to clinch the clutch. Dupree's reaction post-round indicated intense frustration, particularly directed at his headphones, suggesting equipment issues may have played a part. SAW capitalized on this pivotal round and ultimately closed out the game, sending Falcons to the elimination match against Eternal Fire. And now, without any interruption, let's dive into the decisive second match for Falcons. Can they show something noteworthy in this one? Let's see. So it all started on Falcons' pick, Dust 2, practically a home map for Simple. Oh, and all the highlights he made here. Well, you know, guys. But let's just watch what Simple could do. The pistol round began with Falcons trying to play mid, which didn't go very well. After Centaurus took down 2 players, Falcons decided to retreat to A, where they were met by Woksek and Wicadia. The following force buy round was memorable for a beautiful SSG shot by Simple. I mean, if it wasn't Simple, I would definitely report to the VAC. Nonetheless, it's worth noting that Falcons won this round and the next one too. When it was 3-1, Simple made a mistake early in the round with the AWP. However, Magisk, who made a play in mid, completely disrupted the Turkish Dream Team's setup, allowing his teammates to enter the site, while Eternal Fire had to save. In the following round, the Turkish Dream Team managed to win their force buy. Despite a good start, Simple's teammate fell just 1 by 1, contributing 0 impact. And it got even worse when Simple had to fire at Dupree to get the team to finally put themselves together and start playing better. Although although they still failed to win the round. The next pivotal moment occurred at the score of 5-5 when Simple was left in a clutch situation against 2 players. Well, unfortunately his no-scope attempt failed and they lost the round. In the last round of the first half, Simple unleashed his full power and secured a quadro kill, resulting in a tie of 6-6, despite Falcons initially showing strong dominance. After switching sides, Falcons faced immediate challenges as the Turkish Dream Team began to accumulate rounds consecutively. However, at 6-9, Eternal Fire made a flawed push onto A, and even the misses from Falcons' sniper didn't aid the Turkish players. After this, Falcons stabilized somewhat and the game became more balanced, leading to overtimes on the first map. Unfortunately though, Falcons seemed to lose all their confidence afterwards, and despite their efforts, nothing worked out. Even the tactics that had been effective in the first half failed to produce results. And now let's move on to Inferno. Yes, Inferno, one of the worst maps for Falcons, which was a very strange thing to do because they permaban this one and they always choose Vertigo instead because it's basically their best map. So let's go and watch what happened. So this one's Eternal Fire's pick, and well, as you can guess, Falcons just struggled right from the start. Despite 2 frags from Simple, they lost the pistol round and subsequently 5 more rounds, or rather all but 1 round of the first half. After the sides switched, Falcons miraculously won 3 consecutive rounds, but barely managed to hold on against a force buy. Once Eternal Fire stabilized their economy, Falcons just lost everything. And it was 13-4 on the map that they weren't supposed to play from the start. And, well, Falcons are eliminated from the tournament. As always, Simple was the standout player on his team, but after the match he requested that neither he nor the team be criticized harshly, since they hadn't fully gelled as a unit yet. In the post-match interview, Alexander mentioned that to return to the pro level, he consistently played Face It and had begun practicing more with the team, stating that they just needed more time to synergize. And you know what, guys, given Falcons' recent track record of losing 12 of their last 13 matches, it seems another defeat might be looming. And yeah, that's all for today, my friends. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button right now, subscribe to the channel, and also leave a comment if you still haven't. I'm not saying goodbye for a long time. See you soon.